You don't have a motivation problem. You don't have a time problem. And you definitely don't have a talent problem. The real reason you never get things done is much more uncomfortable than that. It's not laziness. It's not destiny. It's not bad luck. It's avoidance. Quiet, subtle, deeply rationalized avoidance. Every unfinished task in your life is tied to a feeling you don't want to experience. That email you haven't sent, it might trigger rejection. That business idea you haven't started, it might expose you to failure. That workout plan you keep postponing, it might confront you with discomfort. So instead of facing those emotions, you delay. And you call it, "I'll do it later." Procrastination isn't about poor time management. It's emotional management. You scroll because it feels easier than starting. You clean your desk instead of doing the hard task because it gives you a sense of control. You watch productivity videos instead of taking action because planning feels safer than performing. The brain is wired to avoid pain and seek comfort. And starting meaningful work often feels painful at first. But here's the twist. The pain of starting is short-lived. The pain of not starting lingers. It turns into guilt. It turns into stress. It turns into that heavy feeling you carry at the end of the day when you know you could have done more. You tell yourself you need to feel ready. You need the right mood, the perfect time, the ideal plan. But readiness is a myth. Clarity comes from action, not from thinking. Momentum creates motivation, not the other way around. Waiting to feel inspired before you begin is like waiting to feel fit before going to the gym. There's also another uncomfortable truth. Sometimes you don't get things done because you've attached your identity to the outcome. If you try and fail, it hurts your ego. But if you never try, you can always say, "I could have done it." Not starting protects your self-image. It keeps your potential intact in imagination. But potential that isn't used slowly becomes regret. You might say you're busy. And yes, life is busy. But busyness is often a convenient shield. If you truly tracked your time honestly, you'd find pockets of distraction disguised as breaks. 5 minutes here. 10 minutes there. A quick check of notifications. These micro-escapes add up. Not because you lack discipline, but because your mind craves easy dopamine. The real reason you never get things done is that deep down, you're negotiating with discomfort. And discomfort always wins when you negotiate. The moment you decide that discomfort is part of the process, not a signal to stop, you shift the game completely. Think about it. Every meaningful achievement in your life required you to feel awkward, uncertain, or tired at some point. Yet you survived. The problem isn't that you can't handle discomfort. The problem is that you forget you can. You don't need a new planner. You don't need another productivity hack. You need a new relationship with resistance. When you sit down to start and your mind whispers, "Let's do this later," recognize that voice. It's not wisdom. It's fear wearing logic as a costume. Start smaller than you think you should. If writing a report feels overwhelming, write 1 paragraph. If exercising for an hour feels too much, move for 5 minutes. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is initiation. Action shrinks anxiety. Delay inflates it. And here's something powerful. The version of you who finishes things isn't more talented. They just act before they feel ready. They understand that emotions are temporary, but consequences compound. Every small task completed builds trust with yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of productivity. Right now, there's something you've been postponing. You're probably thinking about it as you read this. Notice how it makes you feel. That discomfort, that's the doorway. Walk through it. Don't overthink it. Don't plan it to death. Just begin. Because the real reason you never get things done isn't that you can't. It's that you've been trying to avoid the feeling that comes before doing. And once you stop running from that feeling, everything changes. So here's your challenge. Pick one task you've delayed. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Work on it without distraction. No drama. No grand strategy. Just 10 focused minutes. Prove to yourself that starting is within your control. You don't need more motivation. You need more courage to begin. And the moment you begin, you break the cycle. If this resonated with you, don't just nod and move on. Take action today. Share this with someone who struggles with procrastination. And more importantly, do the one thing you've been avoiding. Your future self is waiting on that decision.